you have ever tried to give a cat a bath, you have probably asked yourself, why do cats hate water? It is this universal thing, it seems, that mostly every cat just hates water. If you watch nature documentaries or you go to the zoo, you might see big cats like lions and tigers swimming in the water, playing in the water, laying next to the water, or even in a puddle. They chase their prey into the water. It got me wondering, if wild cats are so comfortable with water, why are domesticated cats, why do they hate water so much? So I consulted with some experts that I know on feline behavior, and I did a little bit of research on my own, and I found some reasons why cats hate water. The first cats were found in areas like Southeast Asia and Egypt, very dry climates where there wasn't a lot of access to rivers, lakes, the ocean. If their ancestors didn't need to learn to navigate in and around water, then that means that domesticated cats, obviously their water skills are going to be very limited. Since they don't have a lot of skills around the water, they're obviously a little bit afraid of it and they tend to avoid it. Likewise, wild cats don't need to drink as much water as other animals. While most animals will seek out water sources, large cats, wild cats, they get most of their water intake through the prey that they eat. Obviously, you know that the human body is 90% water, and other animals, they have a lot of water contents in their body too. So when wild cats would prey on these other animals, they get a lot of their water content that way. You might see your cat turn his nose up at his water bowl sometimes. We do need to be careful, because this natural instinct to not go out seeking water, that can cause our cats to become dehydrated quickly, especially if they're only eating a dry kibble diet. Cats naturally are not made to eat a 100% dry diet like kibble. So be sure your cat has access to clean water at all times. You may also want to try a pet water fountain that can help to entice him to drink, or supplement his dry kibble with wet food to ensure that he's getting enough water in his diet. But it's really natural for our cats to avoid water, so it's not something that you should be necessarily concerned with, just something we need to be aware of and do a little bit better to make sure our domesticated cats are staying hydrated. The second reason that I found that cats hate water is that it makes them uncomfortable. Cats, if you watch your cat, you know they spend a lot of time grooming. Wet fur is not just uncomfortable. If you think about it like wearing wet clothing, if you were dressed head to toe, wet shirt, wet pants, socks, you're not going to be very comfortable. Same thing with your cat. If he is wet, he's not very comfortable, and it takes cats for a long time to dry out. So he's sitting there for hours, uncomfortable, wearing this suit of wet fur. Obviously, he's not happy about that. This also means that your cat can't groom himself and get back to feeling comfortable for a long time, like I said, hours to dry out that fur. Wet fur is also a lot heavier than dry fur, so the added weight's not only uncomfortable, but it also makes your cat feel weighed down and less agile. So your cat is just all around uncomfortable when he's all wet. Fear is another reason why cats don't like the water. Cats are creatures of habit. If you adopt a small kitten and you give them a bath once a week, every week for, months, even years, obviously over time they're gonna get more used to that, but most cats don't get bathed more than a few times in their whole life, if at all. The fear of the unknown is a powerful force that will drive your cat not to like water. He doesn't know about it. It's not a predictable thing that he, can tell, this is what happens when I get in water. This is how, it feels when I'm wet. It's weird, it's strange, it's something that doesn't happen very often, and so it's that fear of the unknown. Similarly, if your cat has had a bad experience with water in the past, it's likely he's going to be scared of water going forward. For example, if your cat was ever forced to have a bath due to a flea infestation, that probably gave him a negative association. When your cat has fleas, you don't have the option to kind of gradually get him used to water. You just have to give him a bath to get rid of those fleas. So that's a negative connotation with water, and it makes your cat afraid of the water. The fourth reason why I found that cats don't like water is that they actually don't like the smell. Cats, like our dogs, have an incredibly powerful sense of smell. While most water has no odor to us, if you have city water, for example, it's treated with a lot of chemicals. we have well water where we are. We live in a rural area, but our water still has minerals in it, iron, manganese, that give it an odor that maybe we can't necessarily smell, but your cat can. So this strange smell prompts your cats to avoid water. It's that fear of the unknown. It's something that they don't recognize. Water also will strip the natural oils off of or out of your cat's coat. So your pet wants to smell like themselves. They don't want to smell like this strange odor of the water. So that's another reason why they would avoid getting wet. So now we know why cats hate water. I do have a cat. We have 7 cats, and out of 7, we have 1 that loves to play with water from the faucet. And this is a common behavior that's seen in cats frequently. So you might say, my cat hates water in the sense that he doesn't want to be outside in the rain. He doesn't want to take a bath. He doesn't want to get his body wet. But why will he sit there and play with water from the faucet? So cats are naturally playful and curious creatures. That's one of the best things about them. Playing with water from the faucet is a harmless and fun activity for most cats. They can sit comfortably on dry land. They're not wet at all, sitting on the side of the sink while batting and experimenting with the small amount of water that's coming from the faucet. They don't see this as a threatening activity because it's such a small amount of water and it's dripping or it's running out in a tiny trickle. It's very predictable. It's something that is within their control, so they're not afraid of it.